All right, honey, let's talk about triggers. What you resist persists. What does it mean? It means that something that you're not accepting in this reality is going to nag you, is going to kick you in the ass until you face it and see what's underneath. See what's the lesson. So, what is bothering you the most? We live in interesting times, and there's a lot of stuff going on in the world that may bother you. Obviously, if you are a consumer of news, or let's say you kind of take a look at what's going on in international seas, in politics, then obviously you are exposed to this fear mongering, lies, all this covert hostility that is aimed towards people who wants to know what's going on but who are afraid of doing what is best for them, so that this fear is amplified so they wouldn't do what's best for them. So at this moment I'm asking you, what is this that is triggering you the most? Obviously, we are probably on the verge of, hey, is it World War III? Well, I think there won't be World War III, but they are still keeping people in fear about what may happen, because while people are in fear, they are not following their soul's highest path. So the question is, where do you feel fear? In what areas do you feel anger towards what is going on? And it's a lot better than fear, let me tell you. Maybe you're just in complete despair and you don't know what to do. And is it even, worth the while to do something resourceful, purposeful, if the world is going to end? Well, baby, you are a human being, and in your heart is a miracle that is so necessary for all of us right now. Take all of this fear, anxiety, shame, guilt away and let out your heart's deepest desire. This is something that they are not waiting for and that they don't want. So the biggest revolution at this moment is to actually look within you, find your heart's deepest desire, that nagging feeling that for years has been telling you, quit this 9 to 5, stop this relationship, don't do this, and just be free. Be free and do what you actually want to do and give your gift to the world. Because let me tell you, there is this amazing triangle that is at the top, let's say, of our social pyramid. We don't like it, but it's the way it is. It is a fact that still on top of social pyramid there is this world government, banking system, and religion system that basically is like the holy trinity of the false matrix. The question is, which bothers you the most? Because the biggest trigger is going to be the thing that actually is the best for you to go in and find your purpose. See this false god within you. Notice, where does your ideas come from? Because there are entities and beings and information that comes from false god, and that is not in highest good of your soul, that is not in highest good for the whole civilization actually, and not in the highest good of the earth. And so once we start to discern where our thoughts come from, we can find which thoughts are from false realities, false gods, false entities, and which ones are from our highest selves. Because if we look within and find what's within our heart, start to actually nourish our soul more and more and more each day, we find that there are completely different set of skills that we need in order to thrive in this world, in order to love this world and to become the best versions of ourselves. This is discipline, as we need to go forward and not look on the side. It is the heart's desire. What do I want to give to this world? What do I want to do in this world? And it is obviously also faith in your highest potential, in God, Goddess, Source, in that miracle that lies within your heart, that everything that happens to you is for your highest good. Once you start praying for this, that everything that happens to me happens in to the highest good of me and for all of humanity, then you can take a look at your life in a completely different way. So my question is, where do you struggle the most? What is the area of life, of maybe this false life and this amazing life, that is not so easy for you right now? Because we walk through different stages and it's completely fine. Please let me know in the comments. I would love to talk more about it. So, and if we actually again take a look at this triangle, this holy false trinity, governments, banks, and religions, this holy trinity of patriarchy that is crumbling, okay, but in the agony is taking a lot of people down with them. If we turn it around, if we take a look at it from different angle, we can see that people are the ones who have the ability to make different decisions. We have free will and we have the responsibility for our free will. And the responsibility is for our soul. So it's like my mind, most of the people associate themselves with mind. My mind is responsible to steer my life in direction where my soul can thrive, can express. And so then we can create and co-create soul-led government. We can take a look at this screen that we call our reality and say, okay, this is beautiful now, this is wonderful. Let's do it on a bigger and bigger scale. Once we take radical responsibility for our blueprint, our mission, our purpose, our desires, we can step into our power, and one by one, people together easily can not overthrow the government, just make decisions so that we can work together towards the goals that are actually necessary, that actually make sense for us. Because there are so many senseless ideas and things happening while people are doing senseless jobs, while they could do jobs that actually fulfill them and are beneficiary for the whole humanity. So this hierarchy that we have right now is then there's some elected or semi-elected guys on top, and people try to tell them something about what they want or don't want, and we call that democracy. Democracy is when the people are in charge. But does it work? Well, I believe that democracy does not work and haven't worked since maybe ancient Greece, as most of the history is written by his stories and just, I don't know, by winners or I don't know by whom, then I don't know. I wouldn't say anything about history because I have no idea. Anyway, the system that right now is in place works perfectly because it was never designed to benefit people. It was designed to enslave souls, keep them controlled so that it would be easier to fulfill their agendas. It's kind of not anything new. We see it plain sight, and yet there are small percentage of people who are like, fuck it, let's make our heaven on earth. What is going on right now for the past years, there are more and more and more people who are saying fuck it, and it is changing in front of our eyes. And this fuck it is sacred fuck it that turns your attention towards higher goals and towards reaching a state where you can actually fulfill your soul's deepest desires. That is your role in our society, in our civilization. So, to find your role, I'm going to ask you 3 questions. First of all, before that, I just want to tell you that this government that we have, these people that are there, if they are people, it's a mirror to our relationships with ourselves and with one another and with power, the power within us. Who has the power inside of me? Is it my feminine side? Is it my masculine side? Is it my ego? Is it my inner child? Who has the power? Maybe I'm sourcing power in places that are not so beneficial actually. Maybe I'm sourcing power into criticism. Maybe I'm sourcing power into victimhood. Maybe I'm sourcing power into I know better. What is your deal? Tell me. The other thing is that knowledge is power. And what is happening with education nowadays, it's quite weird, cringe, I don't know. People are being educated on screen. A lot of children have very easy education because they don't want to do hard things. So what is the quality of education? And then what is the quality of relationships? Because as within, so without. As we are facing our shadows within, the same way we should face the shadow governments outside of us. So, if we can understand that politics is a mirror to our collective consciousness and mirror to our inner worlds, we can start with ourselves. We can start with our inner worlds and our relationships within. What are the relationships between my mind and my soul and my body? If these relationships are in harmony for most of the people, the government or structure has nothing else to do but to change. Oh, quite a topic, isn't it? But it's really necessary because there are still people who find it compelling to feed this theater. And so, number one question that I wanted to ask is, where do you source your power? Let me know in the comments and be radically honest with that. Because sometimes we source our power in our scarcity, in that, oh, don't have something, and therefore I can attract attention. Or, oh, I'm in pain, oh, my body is in pain, oh, my mind is not doing well, oh, some part of me is not so good or minority, and therefore I need more attention, and therefore I get power. Or maybe we can source power in different places. The second question is, what is the quality of your growth? It is ludicrous how many possibilities we have nowadays to grow, to become adults, to integrate our shadows, to find our individual voice and to actually express it. Social media is a hellhole, and at the same time it is brilliant space where to express your ideas, find like-minded people, earn money, and teach people amazing things. So, how are you learning? What is your next chapter of learning, of growing? It's important to never stop that. And the third question, honey, do you accept who you truly are? And this is the most important question. Acceptance is even holier than love. Do you love yourself is kind of similar question, but do you accept who you truly are? Because sometimes we don't accept our darker parts, and sometimes we don't accept our power, our genius, and our strength. And that's even scarier because we need your strength, honey. Let's go back. Where do we source our power? And what is the part of us that we can start to alchemize first? This triangle, maybe you know it already, it's quite popular. Aggressor, victim, savior. These are relationships that we encounter in our lives all day, every day. Well, a lot of places, right? None of them can live without the others. So if you find an aggressor, there will be somewhere around victim and savior. How can we grow out of these relationships? Victim grows out with responsibility. So whenever you find yourself as a victim in some sort of situation, take radical responsibility so that you may never find yourself in this situation again. Savior is someone who derives power from being needed. Savior grows through collaboration, where energy exchange is equal and makes sense. Aggressor grows out of aggression through respect. And so, if you right now are triggered by the political aggressors, for example, what does it mean? We need to rise, stand straight, respect those guys because, wow, they are doing huge things, moving billions of people, of money, of ideas. If we reject that, it means we can't do it. So let's take these power struggles, take them, accept them, alchemize them, and use them in the highest power for each individual soul and for whole humanity. This is what shadow work is. This is what alchemy is. And this is what so many people are doing. And if you're not doing it yet, come on, hop on, let's do it. Because that's how we change the world. So we can turn this aggressor, victim, savior, alchemize it, and then find that each soul is in this relationship within us with our unique genius, which is our connection with our highest intelligence, and divine will, which means that as we do have free will, at one point we realize that we are the happiest when we do our true purpose. And so once we start to make relationships and turn around and grow within these three, we find that we can find reality a lot more fulfilling. Does it take work? Yes, it does. Does it require go through pain? Yes, it does. Is it possible? Totally. How? Again, another triangle. Everything is Holy Trinity in this reality. First of all, radical self-acceptance. You are unique. There is no one like you. There is no one with these bad traits and with these good traits. There are a lot of similarities, but everything that is within you is yours. And of course, radical truth, which means open your eyes and see as it is. It's not good, it's not bad, it's just what it is. In the world, in your screen of reality, and within you, in your everyday life. Once you do that, you can take radical responsibility for everything that's going on with you, for your whole life. And honey, these traits, if you take this radical attitude towards yourself and your life, this is what's gonna make New Earth politics. Because it's not gonna happen unless souls, majority of them, step into radical changes, radical responsibility, radical self-acceptance, and truly start to collaborate to create this world a better place. We are the people for people. I know that if you watch this video, your heart has a burning desire to do amazing things in life. And I'm telling you, we need that. We need all these gifts that are hidden within you. We need the voice that just wants to express beautiful ideas and therefore create amazing reality. We need that. The earth needs its guardians. Souls are guardians of the earth, as we are part of Anima Mundi, the earth soul of the earth. Oh, there's so much that we can uncover, that we can release in this world by loving whatever there is. Our minds, our geniuses can create future so that our grandchildren would be proud of us and not say, damn you, you created this apocalypse. Come on. We have everything already. The earth has everything that we need to create heaven on earth. But we need to start taking this very seriously. Get over your little self. Get over your trauma. Get over your little infantile ego. Come on, baby. Put in the work. Let's do it together. Because everything happens for a reason, and everything happens for you so that you can get closer and closer to your truth. Everything happens for your highest good. If this governmental system would not put the pressure on people as they have done and are doing still, people would not awaken. Take a look at how many people have awakened in the last 5 years. If we thought that the earth is school for the souls, this is university shit, honey. We should take seriously this what's going on, and we should take responsibility for what we are here to do. So, we have exams every now and then. Please take notes, show up for tests. It's worth it. It's fun. And this idea of how that's the law. This reality, if we get pretty high in frequency, we can gamify it and we can make it so much fun. But the thing is, we have to stop and overcome addictions in our lives, because this is what helps this false god to be where they are. Alcohol, weed, sex, antidepressants, and of course social media. And not only that, right? We know the drill. All these addictions are actually secret hostility towards the body, and this is divine feminine. And also, this false god can keep control of the souls. And also spiritual practices. What I wanted to add is that it still could be, it could not be, but it could be an addiction that's just an escapism, where you're not following your soul's path. You're just doing these spiritual practices because there's nothing better to do. Or, okay, is it better than heroin? Yeah, probably. Still, if it's an addiction, it's something that can be transmuted, because there are only 5 basic traumas we get in childhood that helps this false god to keep controlling the souls. The more we are addicted, the more power we give to the government. My soul's mission, or part of my soul's mission, is to work with people with abandonment trauma, which causes addictions. This pandemic of loneliness and addictions is the real enemy and not the governmental system. Once we get rid of the addictions, people from bottom up can rise to the occasion and make their own little governmental structures that are very local, that runs on referendums. It's another topic for another day. But the main thing is that if we want to create the new earth, it starts with each and one of us. And this is this burning desire within. The idea that keeps nagging you for years and years and years. If you take radical, inventory of your life and honestly take a look at what are you actually doing, how are you actually exercising your free will, and what is that burning desire, the question is, what stands between you now and your dream self? If there is an addiction, I have been through, not all of them, okay, but most of them. I have been very addictive personality. Now I am not. I can binge watch Netflix from time to time, but that's my worst addiction at this moment. It's a lot better than whatever it was. It's a tough topic, but it is so necessary. Because this conversation, all the triggers, all these ideas, they are amazing, they're wonderful, but we can't get to the new earth if we don't see that all the triggers are holy teachers. Whatever you are triggered by in this false God matrix reality is a part of your destiny. It's something that you should take, alchemize, and take back your power. Because while you are triggered, while you are rejecting this, whatever that is, you give them power. So, baby, honey, oh honey, well, reclaim your power. Do it sooner, better than never. Do it sooner than later. Do it now. Call back your power. It is within you, this power to call back your power. That starts with that. Let's not go for this amazing reality while we actually are small. This world needs big souls with big energy, with big dreams, and so that we can build amazing future from details to the big mastermind. The world needs you, honey. You have unique genius that only you can channel. You have this burning desire that we need for everything to work together. We have professionals in all areas of life, and we can create the new earth within 3 years, actually. But we need you to step in your power fully and to call back whatever you have left in different, ideas, dimensions, times, lives, whatever you call it. So the new earth is soul-led movement. It is something that cannot be done by ego selves. This false God is a reflection of something inside of you. Take that something, take the biggest trigger you have, work with it, do some shadow work, alchemize it, and you will see, amazing power, amazing freedom, amazing love flow through you. And you can become a heart-led leader that the reality, the earth is craving for. The earth cannot wait for you to step into your power. Now, today, make a list of things that you have to do. Be disciplined. Be radically honest with yourself. And just go for it. Go for it. This is the time. Love you.